Show us your balls.
Show us your balls, everybody. Welcome back to Balls. I'm your left host, Malachi. I use they, them pronouns.
And I am your scringly host, Grace. I use
Scringly?
she, her pronouns.
Scringly is an interesting adjective choice.
I haven't showered yet today. Scringly is very accurate.
I see. You know what adjective I've been thinking about recently?
What's that?
Beleaguered.
Give me a quick grammar lesson.
Yeah. Like, you want to know how I'd use beleaguered in a
Well, I want to know
sentence?
what it means. Or you
Like-
can, we'll play a game. You give me context clues, and then I'll guess what the word means.
Like, you could say that, like, these, like, you could have, like, a professor laid up at night, like, doing research, and you could say they're beleaguered.
Yes. Tired, but effortlessly slaving away, pushing that rock up the hill.
Yeah,
Only
yeah.
for it to roll back down again. The struggles of capitalist America. Sorry.
It's,
Got away from
apparently-
myself there.
This specifically says in a very difficult situation. Like the Oxford or whatever Google uses says it's about
Uses Urban Dictionary.
yeah, it uses Urban
Exclusively.
Dictionary. It says in a very difficult situation, but I always hear it about like someone who's like tired, like weathered. Weathered is probably the wrong word.
That's fair.
Anyways, how's your week been?
Pretty interesting. I've been playing a lot of the Call of Duty games, like the campaigns.
Which Call of Duty games?
Well, I played 2 days ago. I played Modern Warfare 2.
Mhm.
Then
Is that the one with
yesterday-
Snowpiercer?
I don't know.
Is that the one where you ride a snowmobile?
I think you do ride a snowmobile in it.
Yeah, that's the only one I know even a little bit about.
Yeah, it's got fucking. It's the second game I've played this month with Keith David in it while you're in the White House shooting people.
Keith David.
Keith David.
Oh,
is
Keith
everywhere.
David. Of course, Keith David. Could never
Yes.
forget Keith David. He's in those? No way.
He's in Modern Warfare 2.
Interesting.
He's also in Saints Row 4, which is the other game that I played with the White House. And Keith David
Interesting.
there.
What other COD games?
Yesterday I played Modern Warfare 3.
Okay.
But yesterday I got Modern Warfare 3 because I went to the used game store because I wanted to pick up the remaining Gears of War games that I don't have.
Yeah.
Because I'm planning on taking my Xbox over to a friend's house sometime in the near future and
Oh, and then you can just play a bunch of Gears of War games.
yeah, playing them on couch co-op.
I've never played a Gears of War game. I've only ever played one COD game.
But I got World at War and Black Ops as well, and I'm starting World at War next time I play the
Which
Xbox.
Black Ops? Black Ops 1?
Yes. Because
played
it's
Black
like a
Ops.
direct sequel to World at War.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
played Black
Reznov's
Ops.
in both of them.
I don't know who that is.
Reznov
I've
is
only-
a Russian dude who helps you escape from a German patrol in a city in World at War by being super sneaky.
Uh-huh.
And then he is in the Gulag, the prison camp in Black Ops in Vorkuta. He's the guy you ride out with on a motorcycle.
He's the guy you ride out with on a motorcycle. Does not tell me anything since I don't know anything about that game.
Well, like if anybody knows about the game but doesn't know by name, that's what you know.
yeah. I've only ever played Black Ops 3.
Yeah, Reznov might be in that in the form of like, oh no, because that one doesn't. I'm thinking of Black Ops 4.
I didn't play
Never
the campaign for Black Ops 3.
The Black Ops 3 campaign sucked.
The Black Ops 3 as a game, I just didn't enjoy
The
very much.
zombies
'cause it
was
like,
good. It was
I've
fine.
never played the zombies. of it
Zombies is
either.
the one of two things I play Call of Duty for.
See, I think that I like movement shooters, so I was like, maybe I'll like this. And I was like, gonna play it with my brother, which was kind of fun. But like, the problem was that I was just not good at the specific type of movement shooter that COD was, and it just never clicked with me. So that made things difficult.
Everything else this week though, I've been watching a lot of Better Call Saul still.
Yeah,
I'm in season 4 of that now.
damn, it's a good show.
Um,
I haven't watched the most recent season. Is that 6?
Yes.
Got it.
Last night I also rewatched a couple episodes of Community, and that gave me my favorite line ever from that show. Leonard, the old guy, in the hot lava episode says, Cirque du so long, you high step and acro bastards.
I see.
It was the best.
I should have expected that something like that would be your favorite line.
Yeah. Then I rewatched the episode where Hickey and his son played D&D,
Yeah.
which is the second D&D episode. And then I rewatched the second paintball. It's like the second season paintball episodes.
Mm-hmm. Paintball episodes were good in that show.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, though, yesterday when we were out at the store, I got some new beverage.
New beverage, tell me.
I've always wanted to try it,
Mm-hmm.
but I just never could find it. Like, I like ginger beer.
Mm-hmm.
I've only had 2 ginger beers, though, and this is one of them. It's Bundaberg.
What's the other one?
It's a local thing.
Mm. What do you think of the Bundaberg?
It's very pleasant. It doesn't have honey in it. And, like,
No
while
honey?
I don't mind the honey, I definitely prefer this one without the honey. It's also generally a much milder thing. Like, when I drink this, it doesn't hurt my sinuses.
Oh, I love when ginger beer is like so fucking strong. That's why
I
I'm
do
having
too, but, like, you know, it's a nice middle ground between, you know, the soft caress of ginger beer, or ginger ale, and the, like, total fucking BDSM dom that is ginger beer sometimes.
Yeah.
This is a nice middle ground with, like, light
see.
bondage, but, you know, still pleasant.
I don't know that many brands for these things. I know more brands for root beer. Like,
The
you
only
know,
ones
the
I know are
classic.
A&W and Mug.
You don't know, like, Virgil's or, like,
No, 'cause I
That's-
don't drink root beer.
you don't drink root beer? No way you don't drink root beer.
I never liked it. I haven't had it
What
in
about, like-
years, but I never liked it.
You never liked root beer? You like ginger beer, not root beer?
Yeah.
You're crazy. You've never had, like, Boylan's root beer? You've never had, like, Sprecher's?
Nope.
Oh. Maybe the reason why you don't like root beer is because you only have, like, the Mug and A&W.
I've never had A&W. I just know of it.
Which ones have you just had? Mug?
Yeah.
Mug's not a very good root beer, in my opinion. I mean, like, the Mug beams are very good, but, like... That's crazy. That's not what I expected going into this episode.
Well, that's not what we're here to talk about, though, is it?
No, you're
We're
right.
talking
it's
about
not.
a very lovely point-and-click adventure by Cyan.
Yeah, we're talking about a video game that I've never played, but I have watched the entire game of.
Have you?
16 times speed.
Oh.
So it's like, imagine like those like experiments where they like hold your eyes open and make you watch like horrifying things. It was just all flashes of light before me.
Oh, what? To get rid of the pain or, like, horror reflex as well?
Yeah, exactly.
To make super soldiers? Now you're a super puzzler.
I'm a super puzzler. I understand all the game. The entire game is very simple. The game is Obduction. To all of you actually wondering what we're talking about.
I want to know how many people... Raise your hand if you guessed what game it was before we told you.
There's no way you could guess, because any of the other Cyan games are equally gonna, like, let you know.
Well, sure, but, like, you know...
So, Obduction, from what I understand, is a game about pressing buttons.
I mean, that could be said about all games, though.
Yeah, I don't mean pressing buttons in the, like, space of you playing the video game. I mean pressing buttons in the space of the video game.
Again, that could still be said about a lot of games, though.
You're right that probably a lot of games. But that doesn't mean that it's not true. You could say a lot of games, the thing is about shooting a gun. But, like...
Abduction is a game about getting home. It's going home the video game.
Okay, that's not something I gathered in my, like...
Well, it's true.
Fucking abduction trip.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, you get spirited away to some unknown land by a fucking orb. Which is why we're talking about it, because it's got a lot of orbulons in it.
So that description did not tell me all that I needed to know. Because, like, it's true that you are, like, taken away. You're, like, abducted. They get you. But then, like, there's more than that. Like, you're going to people's houses and they're saying, like, I'm a hologram, and I say, oh, blah, 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 blah.
He's not a hologram, it's just fucking Cyan's best FMV ever.
people are like, no, there's like the hologram.
Oh, you're talking about the mayor of
door.
Arizona.
You go to the door and you're like, "What's up, people?" And they say, "I'm a hologram."
The only holograms in that are the mayor of Arizona.
You could be right. No, wait, no, you're not right. It's like there's like they walked up to like a like
Yeah,
not, like,
that's a real person. That's CW.
no, they walked up to like a mailbox, and the mailbox was like projecting an image.
Oh,
Like
well,
a person.
That's fine, but that's like a voicemail. Except it's an
Okay,
actual
but that's like a hologram. There's no
Sure,
way you could tell me
that's
that's not a
literally
hologram.
the only one that isn't the mayor of Arizona.
That's absolutely a hologram. To say otherwise.
I thought you were talking about CW being a hologram, but that's just Rand Miller.
Is CW a name?
Yes,
I see.
he's the guy played by Rand Miller.
I'm gonna have to search up who Rand Miller is.
I'm pretty sure it's Rand. One of them still works for Cyan, but and the other one doesn't anymore.
Oh my fucking god. It's
And
Atris.
Yeah.
Get him away from me.
Get you away from him. You're mean
Jump
to him.
scare.
He's doing his best.
He's frightened me. He's not doing his best. He's doing a bad job. What's his tell me about
His
his character in
son's
this
trapped
game.
him.
Tell me okay, I don't care. Tell me about his character in this game.
In this game, he is trapped with you on an alien planet
Uh-huh.
with no way of getting home.
Uh-huh.
So he locks himself away,
What is he doing? He just locked himself away.
biding time until he's able to get home. I'm waiting for someone like you to come along conveniently and help him out, like in Myst.
This does sound similar, but at least in this case, he didn't like cause any of it, right? He was just abducted with you.
Everyone was abducted.
But like, you could be abducted, but also have caused something, right?
Not at the same time. You'd cause something after you got abducted.
You could be. I don't know what the place that you got abducted to is like.
It's
Like,
an
is it
alien
aliens?
planet.
It's aliens, okay.
Yeah.
So aliens did this, not like a people.
Technically, plants did this.
They're alien plants, though.
Yes.
Got it.
It's a tree that deposits seeds, some of which collect things and then teleport them back to the tree.
Interesting. I'm looking at a big tree right at this instant because I'm looking at the speedrun.
Spoilers for the game. Ultimately, the end goal is to power up the tree and send yourself and CW home. The
What
good
happens
ending
if you
sends
die?
Catherine home as well, I believe. Or no, not Catherine. What's her name? I forget. The other lady. You
There's
can
an
die.
ending where you die, right?
Yeah.
There's a speedrun for that.
Yeah. You touch the angry ball and it just like and then you're dead.
That's how you die.
Yeah. It zaps you.
There's what's up with the like weird like line puzzles?
Line puzzles?
Yeah, the line.
Oh,
puzzles.
you mean the numbers.
Do I mean the numbers?
It's like a grid of dots that you draw lines through.
Yes. That's numbers?
That's numbers.
You like writing numbers?
Yeah.
How?
It's really weird and I don't know how to explain it.
Not even gonna attempt it? I love numbers, and you're gonna forsake me?
I think it's base 12.
It's base 12. That's it? That's not that weird. That's even the
might
best
be wrong
base.
though. No, wait, it's base 25, isn't it?
Base 25. They fucking love base 25 at Cyan.
I can't remember.
Base 25 is in Myst, so you might be confused.
Or wait, yeah, maybe. Look up Obduction number system. I think it's also
looking up
known as the
Obduction number
Moray
system.
number system.
It has a base 4 number system.
Oh, it's base 4, yeah.
Their numbers are base 4. Okay. So you count connections?
Yes.
4 squared equals 6. What? Just count the number of connections to the central dot. And that's the number? That's dumb. This is a stupid system.
I don't know how it works.
You played the game.
Yeah, I did. And I use the number calculator for it most of the time because it's really fucking weird and hard.
You hate numbers. I see. Okay,
I
I
don't
understand
hate all
exactly how
numbers. I
numbers
hate
work.
those numbers.
I understand how these numbers work. It's base 4. You've got okay. Let me paint the picture. Let me paint a picture for our listeners at home. You've got like 4 dots in a square with a single dot in the center for each number, for each like single number. So like if you're writing like the first number's place is each number's place is one of these 4 dots with a circle in the middle. So it's like if you look at a dice, it's the 5 on a dice. And
except for the fact that the grid's usually bigger.
Grid is because there's more than just the one place, right? Like that's for one number's place. That'd be like if you had the ones place, but then you can also have the tens place and the hundreds place and the thousands place. But since it's 4s, it'd be the 4s place and the 16s place and the 64s place. And then you just count the number of connections to the central dot, and that's what number it is. So if it connects one line to the central dot, so one of the 4 outsides connects to the central dot, that's 1. If there's none of them, that's 0. If there's 2 of them, that's 2. If there's 3 of them, that's 3. If there's 4 of them, that's 4. Will they spiral it too? That's dumb. That's actually dumb. The fact that they spiral out their numbers instead of like making them like easy to read. It's kind of cool though. So like the central one of all of those dots is the 1's place, and then the like one above it is the 4's place, and then the one to the right of it is the 16's place, and the one underneath it is the 64th place, and the one to the left of it is the 256th place. You just used a number calculator though? There's just like a website where you can like enter in your number.
Yep.
Huh.
Simple as that.
I guess that couldn't be that hard to that couldn't be that hard to code, right? Maybe it's just like a pain to code.
I don't know. Whatever it is, I used it.
It's been a while since I played that game. But it has 3 endings. It's got the neutral ending, the good ending, and the death ending. Neutral ending, you and CW go home. Good ending, you, CW, and the lady go to a different, cooler planet full of life, vegetation.
Is that the good ending?
Yes. And then the bad ending, you die because you got by the orb.
Wait, why is going home not the good ending?
Because it's the neutral ending. You just show up
okay,
in a deserted city area.
Is
And,
like the whole
shit's
world
gone.
fucked?
Kind of. Most like
I feel
the part
like
of
I
the
might
world you're
prefer
in
that,
control's
though.
fucked.
Wouldn't that be better than like randomly going to some other weird planet and be
Well,
like,
it's
okay,
not another weird planet. It's a planet that you know of, or that they know of, that they want to spend their life together on.
okay, I'm cool if Atris wants to go to that planet, but I'm out. I'm bouncing.
Listen, you don't have enough power for 2 journeys.
I'm going home.
You can't.
You can. You said this is the neutral ending. I'm doing it.
You're not allowed. You don't have enough fuel.
What do you mean? You said it's one of the endings. That's what I would choose.
Oh, going home?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about doing the neutral and then the good ending, like taking CW there and then going home.
Oh no, yeah. They don't solve any of the puzzles, do they?
They're instrumental in it. CW's like, you gotta go and turn on the generator, and then
That's
you
not
gotta go
instrumental. He didn't press any buttons.
He told you
locked
how to
himself
do
in a
things
corner.
while he built technology.
Well, he locked himself in a room.
He
Classic
was
Atris
building
move.
shit to help you succeed.
Classic Atris move.
That's what he did.
I'm not taking him to his
He's not even
planet.
Atris, he's CW.
That's Atris to me.
It's not Atris. That's like, you're being fucked up. You're being fucked up. Like, seriously, that's mean. You're telling somebody that they are someone else despite the fact that they aren't just because they look like it. That's racist. Or, like, it feels like a racist metaphor. Anyway.
A racist metaphor.
Yeah.
I think that you're stretching it a little bit.
They all look the
character.
same.
This is what?
You're saying that about Atris and
Because it's the
CW.
same dude. Of course he looks the same.
Exactly, but it's fucked up.
It's not fucked up to
Being evil.
If you said, "Oh, look, it's Hobbs from the movie Hobbs and Shaw," when looking at Jason Statham, like just like in a different movie, like no
I would
one
not
would say
though,
that that's
because I
fucked
know
up.
who he is, and that character is not Hobbs. I may not know their name, but I know that they're played by Jason Statham. I could say they're Jason Statham because that one is universally true.
But it'd be totally normal to say,
But
"Oh, look,
knowing
it's
the
Hobbs."
other character's name and continuing to call him a different character that acts differently and is entirely different is kind of fucked up.
Does he really act differently? Stuck
Yes.
on an unfamiliar place with you, doesn't do jack shit.
He
Just
does
chilling.
shit. He builds technology that helps you escape. He moves the train cars.
If he moves the train cars, then maybe I'll have to consider taking
He
him
does
away
so
a
much
little bit more.
stuff. He's super important.
I don't know. I think I could do it on my own.
I don't think you could.
Hey, at least I'll give him this. CW is a less evil character than Atris.
Atris
from what I've
isn't
heard.
evil.
Atris is definitely a
He's
dickhead
not
if he isn't
evil.
evil.
He's not a great father, but he's doing his best.
I think at the very least, Atris is a dickhead. And I think that cannot be argued.
I think it can. He doesn't know better. He was raised like that because of his father being a total absolute
He doesn't
shit
know better. He could
His
be
father's a
way-
fascist.
Like he could do better. He's not like, oh,
His
crap,
father is
my
a
dad
fascist,
sucks.
and he didn't have a good other figure in his life. He was completely separated from Earth, so he didn't have other people.
If my
He just
Like, you're
ran away
right.
from his
I think
dad
that it
and
sucks.
did his own shit.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you about Atris. But he definitely is very rude. Like you can't say he's not rude. Is the
He's
only
doing his
thing.
best. He's trying to save his
doing his
wife. He
best.
wants you to like.
Okay, his
Help
best.
him.
I'm gonna stop after this, but his best is definitely like pretty bad if it includes like just dropping you in a pit for no reason.
He doesn't drop you in a pit for no reason.
He does drop you in a pit for no reason. Did you play Riven?
You fell into the star fissure. He didn't drop you in, and also
He let you. He dunked the only way out. He was like, "Oh, see ya, idiot."
he knew you would find a way. Though you found a way from mist.
That's like if you're like, "Hey, don't worry, I'm just gonna trap you in this prison because I know that you can eventually escape from it."
You like Patches?
I like Patches because he's funny.
Atris is the funniest.
Atris is not funny. Atris
He
has no
is
sense of
so
humor.
funny.
I don't think I've ever heard Atris laugh in my life. And the silence here is because you agree with me. You've just
I do
realized
not.
you've never
I'm
heard
just
him laugh.
really upset that you don't like.
You've
Atris.
never heard him laugh.
I think I actually have.
Prove it.
I can't because I don't remember where it was, but I'm pretty sure I have heard him laugh.
He just dunks you. It's fucked up. Anyways, what else do you have to say about Obduction? What is your review of Obduction? How do you compare it
Fine, I
to
get
the
it.
other Myst games that I've played?
I'm sad now because you talked bad about a good man.
He's not a good man.
He is a very good man. He's
Okay,
trying
tell
his
me what
best.
you think about Obduction compared to Myst and Riven.
It's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
Like, better or worse than either of those?
No,
It's not better or worse. It's the same.
It's not worse. It's not better.
It's the same.
No,
You-
it's not the same. It's just not better or worse.
Well, that's what I mean. It's the same in terms of your rating of it.
No,
Well, then it's better or worse. It's like
they're not comparable in my eyes in the same way that you would consider like Myst 1 versus Myst 2.
I see. Well, how would you rate Myst 1 versus Myst 2?
Riven's probably better in some aspects and worse in some aspects.
That's a cop out. Please try and compare them. I want to know.
I really like the main theme of Myst. It's good music.
I should have known you'd go right to the music of it.
Riven has one room that is basically impossible to find if you don't know where it is.
Which one are you talking about?
One of the animal sounds. The one in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just off to the side of the screen somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that one, yes.
Myst doesn't have anywhere near as much arbitrary
puzzleage.
So do you think it's better?
No,
You're
I still
just
like
not
Riven
gonna.
more.
You like Riven more.
Yeah, that's not to say Mist is bad. It's still an 8 out of 10. Riven's just like an 8.001 out of 10.
You're really not trying to rate these games between each other.
I'll tell you, I like 3 a lot more than I like 1.
Yeah.
3's a 9.
Do you like 3?
3's an 8.5.
Is it your favorite in the series?
Can't say that yet.
Have you not played them all?
I haven't finished 4, I haven't started 5, and I've barely touched Uru.
They have so many games.
Oh, yeah. And then there's another Cyan game supposed to come out this year.
What's that?
It is Firmament.
Firmament?
Yes. It's a VR puzzle game where you get a little friend that's kind of like the ghost from Destiny, but cooler, and also not voiced by Peter Dinklage because it doesn't have a voice, and you communicate it with an intricate form of what is basically sign language.
Did you know in biblical cosmology, the firmament is the vast, solid dome created by God on the second
Yep.
day of his creation of the world to divide the primal sea into upper and lower portions so that dry land could appear?
Yeah, you get a lot of that when you're trying to look for Firmament by saying
What's that even mean? Solid dome to separate the primal sea into
it's
upper
basically
and lower
what
portions?
keeps the flat Earth contained.
Got it.
So that you
Flat Earth
can't,
confirmed.
Yeah. Well,
Cyan
like, a
believes
lot
in the
of
flat Earth.
flat Earthers, I'm pretty sure, believe in the firmament as well.
Really? Huh.
I'm not certain because I'm not a flat Earther,
Right.
but if I'm not mistaken, it's part of their belief system.
That's a VR game. You
Yeah.
might have said that and I totally forgot.
I totally said that.
I
Like 100%
don't.
actually did.
I'm not that VR pilled.
It's because you're a loser nerd.
I think I like VR more if
You
I.
didn't watch The Matrix, that's why.
It's because I didn't watch The Matrix.
Yeah, if you watched The Matrix, you'd be totally VR filled.
I think that VR, like, I'd be down to do more VR. I wish that I liked VR more. I wish that VR was more. Like, I think part of the problem is before VR was real, right? Or before it was, like, accessible for anyone, it was like, people had all these, like, grand ideas of what it'd be like. And it isn't those yet. And, like, maybe it will be in the future. And I can be hopeful for that. But it's hard to be like, yes, VR. I love VR. When it's like, it's still got the jank. Which is, I mean, it's cool. VR is very cool, and there's no denying that.
I'll tell you some real good games for VR.
Yeah.
I Expect You to Die. Good game. I Expect You to Die 2. Better game. It's got Will Wheaton in it. The Room VR.
These are all puzzle games.
Yes.
All
Okay.
of my favorite games in VR are puzzle games.
Are they also all of your favorite games not on VR?
No.
I just finished playing a game today, actually. It's called Save Room. It is a tessellation puzzle where you're doing inventory management in a Resident Evil style inventory system.
Sounds fun.
It's really fun. I played it for 99 minutes and I beat it. Except for like 4 achievements. There's 4 achievements left.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite games, but it's definitely a good game. I learned about it through Angry Tom. This is where I get a lot of my
Angry Tom?
Angry.
Angry Tom.
Yes. He's part of the Oxcast. His name's Tom.
Huh.
Let's see. Sorry about the sniffles. I am a little bit fucked up today. Wanderer is another good game.
Wonder?
It's also a VR puzzle game.
I'm not gonna play VR puzzle games, unfortunately, I think.
Why not? They're the best puzzle games. They're super immersive.
Are they? I like Portal. And maybe... I don't know that
Portal's
Portal
barely
would
a
be...
puzzle game.
What? Portal's obviously a puzzle game.
Shut the fuck your mom.
How is it not a puzzle game? Because it doesn't have, like, you going to
I
a funny
don't
world.
like it that much.
It's obviously
There,
a
I
puzzle.
said it. I don't care so much for Portal.
What about Bejeweled? Is that a puzzle game?
Yeah. It's meant to be puzzle.
More than Portal?
No.
Okay.
They're equally puzzle games. I just felt like ragging on Portal to see.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like it that much. It's overrated.
It's fair. I disagree.
I'll tell you a real good puzzle game. Motherfucking Tumblestone.
Tumblestone?
Tumblestone.
Tumblestone. This is an arcade game on the Wii U eShop.
It is a match 3 competitive puzzler.
This looks like a Neopets game. Why does it keep turning the volume on? Steam, please shut the fuck your mouth.
Just a second. Let's see. Let me open it up on
This looks exactly like oh, this is not anything like the thing I was talking about.
Yeah, no, it's fucking awesome though.
Wait, it's just like match in 3?
Yeah, it's match 3 competitive puzzler. It gets real fucking tense.
I guess I'm seeing it single player right now, and it doesn't look very exciting when you just like
I'll show you some gameplay against bots after this.
Interesting. It looks a little bit color palette wise like one of the Neopets games, which is also kind of like one of the match puzzle games, but instead it's like it's just like you click on groups of things of the same color and then blocks fall.
Well, like, oh, never mind. I was just no. Yeah, no, it's not the same. Ah, shit! I broke a keychain. I gotta put it back together.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I fixed it.
This game seems very simple.
It is, but it's also really intense when it gets competitive.
Seems like the modifiers are the like. I don't see this being interesting yet. Set of modifiers.
It is. Trust me.
I believe you.
You might not find it interesting, but it is interesting.
Yeah, I'm too
Unbased.
too unbased. That's what you're going with?
Yes.
I gotta pull up the puzzle video game Wikipedia article again.
Do
Do you think Minesweeper is a puzzle game?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm just testing your definition a little bit.
It's inherently a puzzle game.
Inherently?
Yeah.
I guess inherently.
It
It's not
requires
inherently
you
a
doing
puzzle
all
game.
kinds of thinkery and logic.
I don't think anything's really inherently a puzzle game.
It requires
given
logic
that-
and thinkery.
I just like puzzle game is like a made up label, right? So I don't think something could be inherently a puzzle game.
If you design it with that label in mind, it is a puzzle game inherently.
I don't know that's true. I think you could fail to design a puzzle game. Like if you decided I'm designing a puzzle
If you
game.
fail to design it, then it's not a puzzle game anymore. But
Well, then you couldn't say that any of these things. You couldn't say that just because it's designed with a puzzle game in mind, it's inherently a puzzle
it is
game.
designed to be a puzzle game. It succeeded, therefore it is inherently a puzzle game.
I think inherently is weird. I think I agree it is a puzzle game, but I think inherently is a little bit weird.
Are you going to tell me that it is something else?
I think it's a puzzle game. That's it.
But it's nothing else other than a puzzle game.
I think that it's not like essential that it's defined as a puzzle game, given that puzzle game is a fake label.
What else is... What else could you define it as if not a puzzle game? Or perhaps logic game. I will accept
Turn-based
logic game.
strategy game.
It is not turn-based nor strategy.
It's absolutely turn-based. You take
You're
your
the
turns of
only
clicking.
player.
Yeah, so
Therefore not turn-based. A turn is when one player goes and then it switches to a different player's turn and they take their turn.
that's not necessarily true.
That or everybody does it all at the same time, then it resolves, but then there's another turn after that.
I disagree with you. I don't
It would
think
be
that
round-based perhaps, because at the end of a round, you start a new game.
round-based.
I would accept that, yes. But
Okay, it's a
Minesweeper
round-based
is not a
strategy game.
turn-based strategy game. There's no strategy to it really either.
It's an action-adventure game. What do you think about it?
Now you're just being a troll.
It's an action-adventure. The action is when the bombs explode, and the adventure is discovering the area around you.
Okay, chess is a fucking medieval RPG.
Yeah.
No, it is not. I'm
Why
being
not?
serious right now.
When
You're
playing
hurting
chess,
me.
Do you not role play the interactions between
No,
your pieces?
I do not, because I don't
you
play
did-
chess. First of
okay.
all, but if I did, that'd be fucking weird.
Okay, if you did, you don't care about what's weird.
No, but that's fucking weird.
Okay, imagine if you did play chess by role playing the interactions between your pieces, like with every move.
That's
Would
not
that
to
then
say
make
that
it,
that couldn't be an interesting title or like an interesting thing for an actual RPG. I'd be down to play that RPG. But like on its own, chess is not a medieval RPG.
But all it takes is the player like doing that, like role playing the interactions between the pieces. I don't think you need to gamify that for that to be an element of the game.
You would have to.
You would have to? I disagree with you. I don't think that we need to continue down this road because I think we're just going to both disagree with each other.
Are we just incapable of agreeing on anything? Is that why we're here?
No, it's just that genres, you have very different ideas on genres than I do.
Right, but you're also saying that Minesweeper is a turn-based strategy.
I'm saying you could describe Minesweeper as
You
a turn-based
could not.
strategy.
There is no
I'm saying
turns
it's probably
involved.
not that useful to define Minesweeper as a turn-based strategy game. And maybe you could counter and say that there's like maybe it's real time, given the fact that you've got the timer counting down how
I
long
still
it's
wouldn't
taken.
call it a strategy game, though.
Why would you not call it a strategy?
Because you
game?
don't
What's the
need a
difference between-
strategy. There is
You
a
do need a
way to
strategy.
play the game. You just have to use logic to work it through.
That's not quite true. It's like sometimes faster to like guess.
That's not how you play the game, though. That's how you lose the game.
No, if you're going for fast times, you gotta play
Going
it.
for fast times, you have to know how to play.
Yeah, but
have
that
good
means you
reaction.
can also stretch the way you play a little bit.
If you are playing at a professional level of Minesweeper and you're using
At a
guesses,
professional level of
then you're
Minesweeper? No one has
fucking
ever
wrong.
played at a professional level of Minesweeper.
theoretically, if you're playing professional Minesweeper
Yeah.
and you're using guesswork, then you're playing it wrong.
Okay, wait, how would the professional thing be set up? Because maybe you need just that little edge of guessing once every board.
The edge of guessing is not... You don't need it. Every level is guaranteed to be possible.
Okay, but if you're like racing someone, let's say the way that professional
If you're
Minesweeper
racing
works,
someone, then it
you
comes
have to
down
race
to
each
how smart you are, I guess. How
But, like, couldn't you-
good you are at it.
couldn't you extend that if you guessed? And sometimes that'd mean you just lose outright because you guessed wrong. But
Which makes it
maybe
an
sometimes-
invalid strategy because it
doesn't
has a
make it an
50,
invalid
50
strategy.
It has a 50% fail rate.
Okay,
I would
that
not
doesn't
call
make
that
it
a valid
invalid. That's
strategy.
totally fine. When you go into a basketball game and they say we're gonna do
That's fucking
we're gonna play
different.
the game, and there's a 50% chance of us winning our basketball game.
That's
Does that
a
mean,
very
you should
different.
have a
you
better
cannot
strategy?
use basketball as an example here. Basketball does not exist in a binary state.
It doesn't. You win or you lose. It's
Or
just
you
like
tie. You can tie in basketball.
1 second.
You
I'm
cannot
figuring-
tie in Minesweeper.
You go into like overtime or something. In the end.
Sure, but eventually you can tie.
No, you can't.
90% certain you can.
Can however you assume. Imagine.
They wouldn't just make you play an infinite game.
They wouldn't make you play an infinite game. Eventually, they would make you do a rematch.
Right, but that would mean that the first match tied and you had to go to a rematch.
The first match is like it didn't exist. The next match is the one that matters.
Sure, but it counts as a tie.
No, it's not. It doesn't count as a tie because it means that the result of that first game is still a binary state of win or lose. It's just decided later on by a later thing.
Because the first one tied, they had to go to round 2.
Because the first. Okay, well, like the first one, like that's like saying partway through the game was not over. So like at that point in the game was tied, and so you can therefore tie.
That's not the same thing, though.
How is it not
Because
the
the
same
game
thing?
ended in a tie, therefore they're replaying the game. It's still tied.
But it's like the game in the rules. It's like the game didn't happen. They still have to find the binary state at the end of that one game.
Okay, so what if that happens for infinite?
It wouldn't happen for infinite.
But what if
The
it did,
NBA
Malachi?
The NBA, I do not think has rules for when you get infinite ties.
Okay, therefore, eventually, it has to tie, or they just have to make a rule for it, in which case, you tell me.
They'd have to make a rule for it, I think, and I think at the end of all of that, they would say that we can only accept a win or a lose, and therefore,
So what, it comes down to a fucking coin flip?
I don't know what they would
In which
come down
case,
to.
why
I'm
bother
not,
playing the game at all?
I'm not. I don't know all the rules of basketball. What do you mean, why bother playing at all? Because if you didn't play, they would have just won.
Sure, but if it comes down to a coin flip in the end, why even bother?
I see, because then if it coin flipped, if your strategy was to tie, then it would result in a coin flip, and therefore your strategy is invalid since it's only got a 50% chance of succeeding.
See how ridiculous you sound when you say about guessing?
No, I was making fun of you when you said that.
I was making fun of you this whole time,
No,
inadvertently.
I was making fun of your 50% thing. Of a strategy that gives you a 50% chance of success is a perfectly fine strategy.
Not when it's a game of pure logic and reasoning, though.
Okay, if you were playing competitive
Minesweeper,
yes.
you just
not a game
get
of pure
better
logic.
at fast.
It's about
You get
how
better
fast
at
you do
being
it.
Fast. Fast logic is what it is. It's firing that brain off quickly.
Okay, but
realizing
what if-
I need to click here and here and here, and this is a mine, and this is not.
Okay,
You know?
that doesn't mean that you couldn't guess sometimes, because sometimes it would
You
make you lose.
shouldn't though, because
Okay, let's
you
say-
have a better chance of winning if you don't guess.
Let's say you knew that you were slower than your opponent, and if you just played logically, your opponent is so logical that they beat you every time. They're just, you can't beat them in terms of logic. And so, you've devised your strategy, which is, I'm going to guess for one tile. And I think that whenever, this one tile I'm going to guess, there's going to be a 50-50 chance that it kills me. And when it kills me, I lose the match. But when I find the right tile, I get such a big lead that I finish this Minesweeper before my opponent, who would otherwise never beat.
I will
Clearly, this is
still
a fine
say that just
strategy.
because it is there's one possible thing you can do different, it is still not a strategy game.
But do you at least accept that guessing could be a good strategy in this case?
I will accept it if you'll accept that it is not a strategy game. Just because
I'm not
there
going to
is
accept that it's
one
not a
potential
strategy game. We're not bargaining about
Then
like,
we will
whether...
fight. We will continue to fight.
Wait, okay, wait.
I have been watching Better Call Saul. I am ready to go.
Your belief that guessing could be a good strategy, the fact that you're saying that we could agree, if you would agree with that, if I
I'm
would
saying
agree
I'm
that
willing
it's
to
not
make a
strategy
concession
game.
if you're willing to accept that it's not a strategy game.
But your belief that I'm asking about your belief of whether that could be a viable strategy in the case that I laid out for you.
In the
And so,
very specific circumstance that you are incapable of logicking your way around this opponent, perhaps it could be maybe a good idea once.
Well, I think also it could be better if for any time when you have a less than 50% chance of beating your opponent, just flat out, it would also be a good strategy.
I'm still not willing to accept that as a strategy game, and I still don't really accept that it's...
I see what you mean about the strategy game. I think you could
frequently use
describe it as
guessing.
a strategy game. I think you're right that it's not that useful to do so.
It is not useful at all. It is not a strategy game. It is a logic puzzle game.
I think there's some use to it. I just don't think it's as useful as describing it as a puzzle game.
There's one potential strategy you could use, which is guessing. And guessing is not a good idea.
Okay, wait, just because a strategy game has one possible strategy, that doesn't make it not a strategy game.
If everybody uses the same tactics,
Yeah.
it is not a strategy war at that point. It is a war of execution. Who is better able to do it?
So you're saying it's an action game?
I'm saying by your definition, yes. It is an action game. Where the only difference is reaction speed.
I think action game is a less useful label for it.
Exactly.
That doesn't
But
make
by
mean
your
that you couldn't
trade of
describe
logic, that is
Yeah.
where we end up.
I don't think that's true.
Then tell me why we arrived here. You're the one who suggested action game.
Yes, I think you could describe it as an action game.
It is not, though, is it?
I think that
Because
it's not about for me.
inherently a
It's
logic
not about
puzzle game.
inherently. I don't agree with your inherently. I don't think that it's necessarily I think that there could be instances where describing it as something else, or maybe not specifically describing Minesweeper as something else, but I think that sometimes describing things across with different genres than you might originally assume it is in could be useful. And that's why I think that describing Minesweeper as inherently a puzzle game, and therefore not any other genre, it means that you're losing that possible value of being able to describe it as something else.
Minesweeper is a single-player puzzle video game. The objective of the game is to clear a rectangular board containing hidden mines or bombs without detonating any of them, with helpful clues about the number of neighboring mines in each field.
Uh-huh.
Where does it say anything about strategy in the Wikipedia page?
Okay, I don't care. Wikipedia is not like the thing that I define everything I understand by.
And you're not the thing that decides whether or not it is or is not.
I don't look to Wikipedia as the rule book for what genre things fall into.
But it's not a strategy game, is it?
I think it's not that useful to describe it as a strategy game.
It is not, though. It is just not. It is just not a fucking strategy game.
I think that you're wrong. Imagine if you were, like, creating, like... I think you're wrong. I think that describing it as a strategy game could be useful.
You just said it's not useful.
Could be useful. I don't think it's more useful than describing it as a puzzle game.
Because it's inherently a puzzle game. Your silence is deafening.
No, you keep saying the same thing and you're wrong every time, but I don't need to keep arguing with it.
Because you're wrong every time.
I'm not wrong every time.
Get in the comments.
Get in the comments.
Get in the comments. Tell me why I'm right and Malachi is wrong.
The comments are gonna say, "Wow, it's very interesting." If you agree with me, or if you think that you might agree with me, or if you don't agree with me and you wanna like see something, you should watch what's that thing about genre? Innuendo Studios did a thing about genre, which was Who Shot Guybrush Threepwood, genre in the adventure game. That's a good video talking about genre. Take a look at that if you fall into the categories I mentioned before.
If you exist.
If you exist,
or
interested.
No, here's an idea.
Yep.
If you disagree with Malachi because they're a stupid loser face.
Yeah, then
and you want to
can
do something productive with your time, you should go watch the video that I recommend, which is it's by Jacob Geller, and it's the one where he talks about fuck, what was his... Hang on, let me actually find a good Jacob Geller. Jacob Geller. His last video was actually pretty good. The one about autopsies.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's pretty good.
I'm finding his more recent videos are not quite my... not quite as much of what I was looking for as some of his earlier stuff.
I will say Returnal is probably my favorite of his most recent videos, but I also really liked Head Transplants, and I fucking played Metal Gear Rising because of him.
Head Transplants was like... made me very uncomfortable.
Oh, I love it.
And I think it's like... I like the Soma stuff, but I think some of the like grosser stuff, I should have listened. I should have... I mean, I found it interesting, I guess, but it made me very uncomfortable.
I'm a very fucked up individual.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved it. 100%. Anyway.
Yeah.
If you liked the episode, send us
do you have a
an
specific... Are you going to give the suggestion
Yeah,
of the Jacob Geller one?
Watch his Returnal video.
The Returnal one.
Good. Send us an email at ballpod.show@gmail.com.
Yeah. Send us an image of perhaps a round-looking bird.
Ah, yes. I have made those recently.
Round-looking birds?
Yeah, I've drawn a round bird.
I'm
it was
gonna
in
have
the
to
same
see that.
document as the small round bear I sent you, but I deleted the bird because I wanted to send you a clean image.
I want to see that fucking bird. We'll have to see the bird. I need to see the bird. Send us an email, ballpod.show@gmail.com. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for agreeing with me about genre.
Thank you for disagreeing with them and agreeing with me because I'm correct.
Show us your balls.
Just balls.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.